When we think of the CIA, we think of this: sophisticated technology, high-speed chases, and martini-drinking gentlemen.
Meanwhile,
So he pulls out the Polaroids.
And again, these are like hardcore gay, anal.
And he lays them out. And he says, is this torture? These men, they're torturing each other. Should they be sent to Guantanamo? And these guys are old, so they're like, they have their trifocals on, and they're like, one of them picks it up and he goes, like this. He goes,
Oh, not good. This haram. Not good.
and the other one, he hands it to the other one.
Oh, no. This not good.
This is John Kiriakou, and if your YouTube or TikTok feed looks like mine, this former CIA officer is currently taking over your life. He's viral right now not just because he knows where the bodies are buried, but he tells these horrifying, high-stakes stories with the exact same deadpan energy your dad used to explain how he fixed the toaster. He is the spy that the internet didn't know it needed, but before he was sharing bizarre recruiting tips, he was one of the most serious operatives in America.
This is everything I'm authorized to tell you.
John Kiriakou didn't start out deadpan. He started out smart. While he was in graduate school at George Washington University, one of his professors, a CIA psychologist named Gerald Post, recruited him into the agency. He spent the first 8 years of his CIA career as an Iraq analyst.
That's my quant.
Your what?
My quantitative. My math specialist. Look at him. You notice anything different about him? Look at his face.
Reading reports and learning Arabic. Boring until he transferred to operations. Soon he was in Athens, running counterterrorism missions against a far-left group called 17 November, and nearly getting himself assassinated.
Ted! I'm alive, Johnny! Oh my god!
But his defining moment came after the September 11 attacks. Kiriakou was sent to Pakistan as a CIA counterterrorism officer, right on the front lines of the hunt for Al-Qaeda. In March 2002, he helped plan the raid that captured Abu Zubaydah, who at the time was believed to be one of the most senior figures in Al-Qaeda. US officials hailed it as the biggest intelligence breakthrough since 9/11.
In the case of Abu Zubaydah, did you feel he was broken emotionally, that he had felt he'd lost the battle?
Yes. Yes, I think he did feel that way.
Kiriakou left the CIA in 2004, but in 2007, he did something almost no intelligence officer had done before.
Ooh, he's snitching. Everybody, he's snitching. Hey, dude, get back.
He went on national television and confirmed that the CIA has used waterboarding on detainees like Abu Zubaydah. At the time, he said he believed the technique worked, though he also acknowledged it was torture.
CIA began to torture Abu Zubaydah, and they tortured him mercilessly. They were supposed to start off with the least dangerous and least offensive technique, which was called the attention grab, where you grab him by the shirt and give him a shake and say,
Answer my questions.
and it gets gradually worse from there. But they didn't do that.
They started with the worst technique, waterboarding.
They strapped him down to a board. His feet were elevated compared to his head. They put some material cloth around his face and in his mouth and then started pouring water on his face. They did this
87 times. He actually drowned at one point. His heart stopped. And then they revived him just so that they could torture him.
The government did not appreciate the publicity, and a few years later, the Justice Department charged him with under the Espionage Act for leaking the identity of a covert CIA officer. Kiriakou wasn't convicted for whistleblowing. He pled guilty to revealing the identity of a covert CIA officer to a journalist who never ended up publishing the name. He was sentenced to 30 months in prison and served his time at a federal prison in Loretto, Pennsylvania.
If you can't do the time, don't do the crime.
After serving his sentence at Federal Correctional Institution at Loretto, John Kiriakou walked out of prison with something he didn't have before: a strange kind of internet fame. Not because he was a spy, not because he was a whistleblower, but because he tells stories like someone explaining how they bought groceries. No dramatic music, no action movie intensity, Just a former CIA officer casually explaining things like recruiting terrorists with cheeseburgers. His interview started getting clipped, edited, and reposted online, and people couldn't believe how calm he described situations that sound like they came straight off a spy thriller. A bomb maker recruited over fast food, counterterrorism operations in Pakistan, a raid that captured one of the most wanted men connected to Al-Qaeda, and then prison. Today, Kiriakou writes books, appears on podcasts, and tells openly about the intelligence world he once operated in. And the weirdest part of the whole story might be this. The man who spent years running secret operations now spends his time calmly explaining them on YouTube. So why is he massive on the internet now, years after being released? Because he finally started talking about the mundane absurdity of life in the agency.
And they start asking you questions. Have you ever committed a violent felony? No. Have you ever used a weapon in a crime? No. Are you financially responsible? Yes. Have you ever shoplifted anything? No. Have you ever taken anything from the office worth more than $20? No.
Have you ever had sex with a man?
And she just threw that one at me like a grenade. So I go, no.
Which was true.
But I could feel my heart going like this, like she's trying to trip me up. And she says,
he was planning something that would dwarf 9/11, right? And you've got to get the information before the bomb goes off. So you say, hey, Abu Zubaydah, give me the information. He's like,
Fuck you.
I'm not going to give you the information. So what do? Do you waterboard him? Do you sleep deprive him? Do you put him in a cold cell? Do you beat him? Do you put cockroaches on him?
Do you put hummus up his ass?
John Kiriakou is taking over the internet because he reminds us that the world is a strange place, even at the highest levels of power. We want spies to be heroes. John Kiriakou shows us that mostly they're just guys trying to navigate bureaucracy, avoid assassins, get a decent meal, and maybe, just maybe, teach Jared Leto in high school. Look that one up. Which Kiriakou story is your favorite? Let me know in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the weird side of history. Before we wrap up, I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you for sticking around until the end. This is actually my first long-form video on the channel, and it's been a blast to put together. Transitioning from short clips to these deeper dives is a big step, and having you guys here for the ride means everything. If you've enjoyed this video into the weird side of history and intelligence, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, and also ring that bell. It's the best way to support a new creator and make sure you don't miss the next story I've got lined up. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.